Hello students, in today's video lecture I will be talking about the nitrate pharmacology, and as we are discussing in series of lecture the anti-anginal drugs, in the first video lecture I have talked about the definition and types and the symptom of anti-angina. Now we are starting from the different categories. As in today's discussion we are using how the organic we will get understand that how the organic nitrates or the nitrates perform their anti-anginal action. So in this discussion, as we know, the organic nitrates ultimately responsible for the release of nitric oxide, and the nitric oxides perform so many functions, but the function that is related to the anti-anginal activity we will discuss in today's video lecture. As we know, the nitric oxide apart from vasodilatory action that we utilize as an anti-anginal activity, apart from this action also nitric oxide perform antiplatelet aggregatory and anti-leukocyte migratory action. So we are only limit our discussion to vasodilatory action of nitric oxide that is relevant to our anti-anginal activity. So starting from the how does the nitric oxide normally releases from the, as we know, the nitric oxide in our body releases from the healthy endothelium. And what is endothelium? Look, this diagram, but you can get confused from this diagram. So first I will highlight that what the diagram is representing, what does this diagram is actually representing inside our body. Actually the blood vessels inside our body, like this is your blood vessels, like a blood vessel having a pipe like structure, in that they have definite diameter. That diameter will vary according to the, we are talking about either arteriole or artery and so many vessels like venous veins. So in that diameter, the whatever the arterial wall will be there, that also have a various sub layers. Like the outermost layer of the blood vessels form tunica externa, while the middle one forms tunica media, and the internal one which is characterized by the endothelium cells is called tunica interna. So this diagram is representing, like this is a blood vessels and this is inner part, this is innermost part, and the inner means this is a part of tunica interna. This is comprised of endothelium cells, and from after the tunica interna there will be a smooth muscle cells. So this is a diagram of one magnified diagram of smooth muscle cell, and after that the outermost layer of the blood vessel is tunica externa. We will discuss on how does the nitric oxide releases from the endothelium and how does it goes to the smooth muscle nearby in the tunica media. इट मीन्स फिर से इसको अगर रिकैप करके पढ़ें तो एंडोथीलियम से जो ब्लड वेसल्स के हेल्दी एंडोथीलियम से नाइट्रिक ऑक्साइड रिलीज होती है, वो कैसे सब लेयर में जाती है, नियर बाई लेयर में. नियर बाई क्या है? ये पार्ट है ट्यूनिका इंटरना का, वो जाती है ट्यूनिका मीडिया में, और कैसे ट्यूनिका मीडिया की स्मूथ मसल को मॉड्यूलेट करके, उसके स्ट्रक्चरल को मॉड्यूलेट करके किस तरीके से वेसल्स का डायलेशन कराती है, or how does the vasodilation correlated with the anti-anginal activity, later on we will discuss. So first we will talk about how does the nitric oxide, how the drugs that are categorized under the nitrates category of anti-anginal drugs perform their action. Like all the nitrates category of the drug, whether they are short acting or long acting, ultimately responsible for their anti-anginal activity by releasing nitric oxide. So normally we see this healthy in the diagram here also we can represent this is healthy, this is all healthy endothelium. This healthy endothelium is responsible for release of what? This ultimately endothelium is responsible for release of this nitric oxide, and this nitric oxide once binds to the, because it is a gaseous molecule, so because it is a gas, it can easily travel across the layer of endothelium towards the inside of this smooth muscle. So once the nitric oxide releases from this healthy endothelium, this nitric oxide, because of its nature, as it is gaseous in nature, it come inside the smooth muscle, and inside the smooth muscle there will be a category of enzyme that are soluble in nature, that is guanylyl cyclase. This guanylyl cyclase, once activated with the help of nitric oxide, responsible for conversion of guanosine triphosphate into cyclic guanosine monophosphate. It means endothelium spontaneously eventually releases nitric oxide, because of its nature passes into the inside of a smooth muscle. This once nitric oxide come inside the smooth muscle, this guanylyl cyclase will be activated, and this guanylyl cyclase activation results in the conversion of GTP into cyclic GMP. Now this cyclic GMP have a specific quality that it can stimulate various kind of protein kinases, and once this cyclic GMP activated various kind of protein kinases, these protein kinases further responsible for various activity, like cyclic GMP responsible for activation of what? Protein kinases. This protein kinases also responsible for, this plus sign indicates activation. This cyclic GMP once activated protein kinases, this protein kinases activates myosin light chain phosphatase. This is a very special enzyme, myosin light chain phosphatases, as its name indicate phosphatases. This enzyme has capability to remove the phosphorus, from the myosin light chain. This blue color representing the myosin light chain. Myosin light chain what? Myosin, actin myosin कॉन्ट्रैक्टिंग फिलामेंट है. तो जो मायोसिन का हेड होता है वहां पे ये जो फास्फोरस ग्रुप होता है, उस फास्फोरस ग्रुप को मायोसिन लाइट चेन फॉस्फेटेज क्या कर देंगे? रिमूव कर देंगे. वंस थ्रू द मायोसिन लाइट चेन फॉस्फेटेज there will be removal of phosphorus group that attach to the myosin light chain head position. This myosin light chain converted into dephosphorylated myosin light chain. अब इसमें फॉस्फोरस नहीं है. और जब ये एक्टिविटी होती है, बिकॉज द एज वी नो द मायोसिन लाइट चेन along with phosphorus is responsible for binding to the actin. And once the actin of myosin and binding of actin and myosin will occur, there will be ultimately result in contraction. But the inability of the binding of, जब ये bind ना कर पाए myosin और actin, it means there will be relaxation. बाइंडिंग के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है कि मायोसिन के हेड पे किसकी अवेलेबिलिटी हो? फॉस्फोरस की. एंड द एंजाइम मायोसिन लाइट चेन फॉस्फेटेजेस आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर रिमूवल ऑफ दिस. So that once phosphorus is removed from this head of the myosin light chain, there will be dephosphorylated myosin light chain, and once this will result in relaxation of a smooth muscle. And the relaxation of a smooth muscle once this is relaxed, this is responsible for vasodilation of blood vessels. Because अगर blood स्मूथ मसल डायलेट होगी, इट मींस ये रिलैक्स होगी. अगर ये रिलैक्स होगी तो इस पे फोर्स नहीं लगा पाएगी. जब इस पे फोर्स नहीं लगा पाएगी ब्लड वेसल्स पे, तो ब्लड वेसल्स क्या होगी? इजिली डायलेट होगी. तो अल्टीमेटली ये सबका रिजल्ट क्या निकलेगा? वैसो डायलेशन विद द हेल्प ऑफ नाइट्रिक ऑक्साइड. अपार्ट फ्रॉम एक्टिवेटिंग मायोसिन लाइट चेन फॉस्फेटेजेस, this cyclic GMP also perform their relaxing activity by inducing what? By inducing potassium channel. Because this cyclic GMP responsible for activating protein kinases, and protein kinases also responsible for opening of potassium channel. Once the potassium channel opened, there will be entry of potassium from outside to inside, and outside to inside entry of the potassium is responsible for repolarization. Is responsible for opening of potassium channel. Sorry, opening of potassium channel means in this direction. Sorry, in this direction. Once the opening of potassium channel will occur, there will be repolarization, and repolarization also results in the activation of what? Myosin light chain phosphatases. So this activity will be in both directions. Cyclic GMP will activate this, and once it is opened and come potassium ion accumulates inside the cell, this will activate what? Myosin light chain phosphatases, and ultimately responsible for myosin light chain relaxation. Apart from this nitric oxide activity, इतना तो आपका एक अलग पार्ट है. अब आपको समझिए, देखिए, जैसे in the smooth muscle there were some calcium channel, and once these calcium channel under the influence of any ligand, any drug, when it is activated, this is our ligand L type of voltage sensitive calcium channel. L type of voltage sensitive calcium channel get activated, and activation results in the entry of calcium from outside to inside. Once the calcium reached inside the smooth muscle, this reached calcium is also responsible for activation of ryanodine 2 receptor present on sarcoplasmic reticulum, and sarcoplasmic reticulum again responsible for release of what? Calcium. And as the ultimate calcium level increased, this increased calcium level is responsible for increasing the effect of myosin light chain kinases, and the myosin light chain kinases is responsible for adding the phosphorus in this, and to convert in the added phosphorus of myosin light chain, and this result in contraction. So the nitric oxide performing their action by three mechanisms. Once it is directly activating the myosin light chain phosphatases and getting smooth muscle relaxed. In another way, it is also activating the opening of potassium channel, or in another way, this cyclic GMP also inhibit the entry of calcium, so that this myosin light chain kinase is not activated. Am I clear? Now, so this is all three mechanism. First mechanism was to elevate the level of cyclic GMP, myosin light chain phosphatases, to opening of what? Opening of potassium channel and inhibition of entry of calcium. So these all mechanisms are ultimately responsible for relaxation of smooth muscle, and the relaxation of smooth muscle because does not apply the force in the blood vessels, so that it is now become easier to dilate, and the ultimately result in the vasodilation. Now we will correlate how the vasodilation is related to the anti-anginal effects. What we have studied up to now, healthy endothelium से nitric oxide निकल रहा है. Now as we are discussing the nitrates pharmacology, it means we are studying the category of nitrates that we used as a anti-anginal drugs. तो यहां पर ये देखना है कि ये नाइट्रेट्स हेल्दी एंडोथीलियम में तो एंडोथीलियम से ही आ रहा है, एंडोथीलियम इसको रिलीज कर रहा है, बट when from outside we are taking the drugs of nitrates category like sodium nitrosoproside and organic nitrates. This is short acting, this is long acting, but the categories are same. Like sodium nitrosoproside and organic nitrates, sodium nitroproside spontaneously results in the release of nitric oxide. बाद का action overall same होगा in the blood vessels, while the organic nitrates are also in the series of reduction. This is reduced and form RNO2 and againly reduced with the help of sulfhydryl group of enzymes and convert into S-nitrosothiol, and once S-nitrosothiol again reduced, it releases nitric oxide. So ultimately mechanism, whether it is long acting or short acting, In the short acting, there will be direct release of nitric oxide spontaneously, but in case of there will be various enzymes that perform the reduction reaction, and with the help of sulfhydryl group of enzymes, it is ultimately responsible for release of nitric oxide, and forward reaction will be same. Now, how we correlate this relaxation of smooth muscle and the dilatation of these blood vessels with the help of anti-anginal drugs. As we have studied in the angina, what is the basic problem is that angina में क्या हो रहा है कि जो heart का, here I represented the normal circuit of the heart, left atrium, left ventricle, this is all about part, and this left ventricle is supplied by the coronary artery. In there is a plaque, and due to this plaque or another chances, as we have discussed in the previous video, what can be the another chances apart from this plaque? Vasospasticity. So with the vasospasticity, or we can say due to the deposition of plaque in the forward area, there will be less supply of the blood, and less supply of the blood turning this myocardium to more vulnerable towards the degeneration, and once the degeneration starts, there will be लेस फोर्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन, क्योंकि सेल इसकी डेड हो गई होंगी मायोकार्डियम की, लेस फोर्स ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन होगा, एंड देयर विल बी जनरेशन ऑफ पेन, दैट इज अ मेन सिम्टम ऑफ एंजाइना, एंड दिस पेन रिजल्ट्स इन लेस कार्डियक आउटपुट एज वेल, एंड ऑल्सो दिस ड्यू टू दिस प्लॉक और vasospasticity in this myocardium, there will be less supply of what? Oxygen as well. So what is our goal? Our goal is that anyhow if we increase the level of oxygen in this vulnerable myocardium, so we can treat the heart in case of angina. So what is the scene? Let's have a look. Like we have discussed, the nitric oxide was ultimately responsible for smooth muscle relaxation and ultimately responsible for vasodilation. Like nitric oxide perform their action in a three mechanism, or we can say we can categorize them for grasping of better concept. We can categorize them as a three main role of nitric oxide, like in systemic vasculature. What is systemic vasculature? As we have discussed in previous video, अगर आपको systemic और pulmonary और ये इस सर्किट को पढ़ना है तो आप previous videos भी देख सकते हैं. Like in systemic vasculature, how does the nitric oxide perform their action and that are helpful in the anti-anginal action? Like look, in the systemic vasculature, it means we are talking about this pathway. In the systemic vasculature, due to this vasodilatory action, main action is kya? What is the main action of nitric oxide? Is vasodilation. If there will be vasodilation, like arteriodilation as well as venodilation, naturally all the organic nitrates are mainly more venodilator in comparison to arteriodilator, but they dilates in the both segment, in the arteries and in the veins as well. So how we will correlate this dilatory effect of nitric oxide in this part of the body from the anti-anginal activity of the heart? Look, once these become dilated, once these arteries become dilated, this dilated artery is responsible for reduction of resistance that is offered against this coming blood. अगर यहां पे रेजिस्टेंस कम होगा तो जो वेंट्रिकल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करके कार्डियक आउटपुट को बाहर कर रही है वो आसानी से कर ले जाएगी. ऑलरेडी हम जान रहे हैं कि हमारी कंडीशन कैसी है एंजाइना की, मायोकार्डियम क्या है, वीक है. तो अगर हम उसके रेजिस्टेंस को कम कर दें, इट मींस आफ्टर लोड को हमने क्या कर दिया, कम कर दिया. तो अगर आफ्टर लोड को कम कर देंगे तो जो कार्डियक आउटपुट है वो क्या हो जाएगा, बढ़ जाएगा. और व्हाट वाज द एंजाइना में क्या हो रहा था, कार्डियक आउटपुट हमारा कम हो रहा था. जब कार्डियक आउटपुट बढ़ जाएगा, कार्डियक आउटपुट क्या हो गया, बढ़ गया, जो कि हमारा रिक्वायर्ड था. और जब कार्डियक आउटपुट बढ़ गया तो कार्डियक आउटपुट बॉडी में तो बढ़ा ही बढ़ा, हार्ट के मायोकार्डियम में भी बढ़ा ब्लड की सप्लाई. और जब हार्ट के मायोकार्डियम में ब्लड की सप्लाई बढ़ी यहां पर, तो यहां पर जब बढ़ी तो हेड के मायोकार्डियम को न्यूट्रिशन भी मिला, तो देयर में भी चांसेस कि हार्ट की जो मायोकार्डियम है वो डिजेनरेट होने के चांसेस अब उसके धीरे धीरे क्या होंगे, कम होंगे। तो वन वे इन सिस्टेमिक वेस्कुलेचर बाय रिड्यूसिंग आफ्टरलोड, and afterload result in increased cardiac output that ultimately result in increased nutrition to heart myocardium, vulnerable myocardium. Now in the second part, it is also responsible for venodilatation action, and the venodilatation result in reduced venous return. Reduced venous return result in reduced cardiac filling, and reduced cardiac filling result in reduced preload, और प्रीलोड जब इस पे कम होगा, लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल पे वॉल्यूम ऑफ ब्लड कम होगा, तो इसकी स्ट्रेचिंग भी क्या होगी, कम होगी। जब स्ट्रेचिंग कम होगी मायोकार्डियम की, तो उसको अपनी रीगेन पुरानी स्टेज में आने के लिए वर्क कितना करेगा, अकॉर्डिंग टू फ्रैंक स्टार्लिंग लॉ, उसको वर्क कम करना पड़ेगा। जब वर्क कम करना पड़ेगा तो उसकी इफिशियंसी बढ़ जाएगी। इट मींस बाय रिड्यूसिंग द प्रीलोड अल्टीमेटली वी कैन एनहांस द इफिशियंसी ऑफ दिस मायोकार्डियम। और एंजाइना में हो क्या रहा था, मायोकार्डियम की इफिशियंसी कम हो रही थी। सो इन द सिस्टेमिक वेस्कुलेचर बाय रिड्यूसिंग द आफ्टरलोड एंड बाय रिड्यूसिंग द वेनस रिटर्न, अल्टीमेटली वी कैन रिलेट आफ्टरलोड टू दिस मैकेनिज्म एंड वेनस रिटर्न टू दिस मैकेनिज्म। वी कैन एक्सप्लेन हाउ डज द नाइट्रेट परफॉर्म anti-anginal activity by acting on the systemic vasculature. Now we will talk about how does the nitric oxide perform directly action over the heart. As we have discussed, the nitric oxide is responsible for the vasodilation, and the vasodilation is everywhere. Where in a less amount it is in artery, and in the higher value it is in veins. So this coronary artery is also dilated, and once this coronary artery dilated, this dilated coronary artery is responsible for higher amount of supply of blood to the vulnerable myocardium, and that will increase in the supply of the nutrition to that vulnerable myocardium. And once the nutrition supply will be high, there will be healthiness index of that myocardium will become high. और जब healthiness index बढ़ेगा, it means, and that in fact that was the problem of angina. और जब healthiness आप उस myocardium को बढ़ाएंगे, it means you are getting far from angina. So this is this theory, this heart, this I am explaining right this coronary. See, dilatation of this coronary, we can increase the nutrition supply. If the dilatation of coronary occur, there will be supply of nutrition. That was, or nutrition की supply होगी, it means there will be also supply of what? Oxygen. ऑक्सीजन की ही सप्लाई एंजाइना के केस में क्या हो रही थी, कम हो रही थी, तो डायलिटेशन से हम डायरेक्ट उसकी ऑक्सीजन की सप्लाई को रेज कर देंगे। So this was the action over the coronary artery. We have discussed about the systemic vasculature. Now come to the heart. In case of heart, whatever we have discussed in this systemic vasculature, that we can relate to the heart as well. Like in the heart, this is also decreasing the venous return and decreasing the preload. So in the heart, if the afterload and the preload become low, the heart will become more efficient, because it has to perform over the less resistance by decreasing the venous return and decreasing the afterload. Now there are so many side effects of the nitrates that we will discuss. As we have already discussed how the vasodilatory action responsible for the mechanism of headache, and nitric oxide is also responsible for cutaneous flushing and postural hypotension, reflex tachycardia, right? And how does the prolonged use of nitric oxide is responsible for decreasing their effect? So one by one we will discuss in detail. Like in headache, as I have already discussed in the previous video, in a short way I will discuss here again. Like this is your cranium cavity, and in this cranium cavity there is supply of blood blood through these cranial vessels, and along with these cranial vessels there are these receptors or physical structure that are responsible for generation of pain. They are basically the pain receptor. So what I want to say is that how the vasodilatory action of any drug is responsible for the induction of headache. The mechanism is that, like this is a heart, and through this heart, in every systole of the heart there will be supply of what? There will be supply of blood. This is a rough diagram for your better concept. Every systole of the heart there will be dilatation of these vessels. जब यहाँ systole होगा तो vessels का पेरीफेरी में क्या होगा? Dilation होगा. तो during the vasodilatory, as we are taking nitric oxide already blood vessels को क्या कर देते हैं? Expand कर देते हैं. तो maximum expansion of these blood vessels is responsible for hitting these black color receptors to this cranium bone. In every systole there will be hitting of these these receptor towards this cranium bone, and once this is hit in the every systole they will start generating pain, and this is a throbbing headache. In every systole you will feel there like there is pain, generation of pain. So this is the mechanism of headache in case of vasodilation. रिकैप कर देते हैं कुछ अगर नहीं समझ में आया तो. हर सिस्टोल में ब्लड बाहर जाएगा एवोर्टा के थ्रू, और जब बाहर जाएगा इट मींस वेसल्स क्या होंगी? डायलेट होंगी. क्योंकि हम ऑलरेडी नाइट्रेट ले रखे हैं तो नाइट्रेट से वेसोडाइलेशन ऑलरेडी इंड्यूस्ड है. जब ऑलरेडी इंड्यूस्ड है प्लस डायलेटेशन और होगा तो मैक्सिमम डायलेटेशन रिजल्ट increases the maximum chances of hitting this pain receptor present on this cranial vessel surface to this against the cranium bone. और जब जब ये टकराएंगे एवरी सिस्टोल में तो आपका क्या स्टार्ट होगा? पेन, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड हेडेक. What is cutaneous flashing? In the face, in the beneath skin of the face, there will be tiny blood vessels that also under the influence of nitric oxide become dilated, and once they become dilated there will be higher supply of blood towards the face area, and higher supply of blood towards the face area results in the cutaneous flushing. What is postural hypotension? As we have discussed in the previous video, postural hypotension is due to the just because of the state of the person. Like a person is under the treatment of angina with nitrates. Nitrates are responsible for vasodilatory action, and higher value of vasodilation occurs in the veins. So if person is laying on this position and is sudden stand up, then all the blood present on the body will be pulled in the beneath side towards the vein, towards the area of leg, and this as he is already under the treatment of nitrates, so vasodilation will be in higher value. It means there will be higher pooling of blood. Higher pooling of blood result in the decreased venous return, and decreased venous return is responsible for decreased cardiac output. And once there will be decreased cardiac output, there will be less supply of the blood to the central nervous system through the cranial vessels, and that ultimately responsible for sudden hypotension, that feeling of sudden hypotension. And that is forwardly we have discussed in the previous video how does it maintained. So if you want to study about the detail of postural hypotension, you can go to the previous videos as well. So this is postural hypotension. What is the reflex tachycardia? It is a side effect of nitric oxide or nitrates category of drug. Nitrates क्या करेंगे overall? Everywhere they will responsible for the vasodilation. Vasodilation results in decrease in blood pressure, and once they are become decrease in the blood pressure, the baroreceptor also sense this decreased blood pressure and send the signal to the central nervous system. सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम में जब सिग्नल सेंड करेगा कि आपका ब्लड प्रेशर कम है, तो सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम विल स्टार्ट स्टिमुलेटिंग सिंपैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम, एंड द सिंपैथेटिक नर्वस सिस्टम अल्टीमेटली रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इंक्रीज इन हार्ट रेट, इंक्रीज इन कॉन्ट्रैक्शन. इट मींस रिजल्ट्स इन tachycardia. So this is the reflex action because of the vasodilation, spontaneous action, that's why we are calling reflex tachycardia. And at last, I would love to mention that how does the prolonged use of nitrates makes them inefficient. As we have discussed, there are sulfhydryl enzyme that are responsible for reducing the S-nitrosothiol, that was the intermediary product of organic nitrates, and ultimately goes in the conversion of nitric oxide. So this by using the again and again nitrates, sulfhydryl enzyme, group of enzyme sulfhydryl groups utilized maximally. Once this group utilized maximally, there may be chances that after certain hours, after certain time duration, there will be less availability of this sulfhydryl group in the smooth muscle cell. If there will be less availability of sulfhydryl group in the smooth muscle, there will be less chances of conversion of organic nitrate to this nitric oxide, because this enzyme intermediary is responsible for conversion of this. So if this not synthesis of organic nitric oxide from organic nitrate will not be there due to lack of this sulfhydryl group of enzyme, by higher rate of utilization, by continuously using nitrates, there will be chances of lesser effect, because organic nitrate perform their action by nitric oxide. और अगर ये नहीं होगा तो ये कन्वर्ट ऑर्गेनिक नाइट्रेट इसमें कन्वर्ट नहीं होगा. तो आप अगर कंटिन्यूसली ऑर्गेनिक नाइट्रेट्स की डोज किसी पर्सन को रेकमेंड करते हैं तो वो डोज मैक्सिमम यूटिलाइज असेंबली कौन सी यूटिलाइज करेगी, सल्फाहाइड्रल ग्रुप की. और जितने ज्यादा यूटिलाइज हो जाएंगे उतनी ज्यादा फ्री कम होंगे, और जब फ्री कम होंगे तो इसका कन्वर्जन इसमें नहीं होगा. जब कन्वर्जन नहीं होगा तो नाइट्रिक ऑक्साइड का इफेक्ट भी नहीं आएगा. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट द एंटी एंजाइनल ड्रग्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक नाइट्रेट्स कैटेगरी. तो आप लोगों को ऑलमोस्ट सब चीज़ें क्लियर हो गई होंगी. Now in the next video lecture, I will talk about how does the calcium channel blocker perform their anti-anginal activity. Thank you very much.